I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day. And in case you haven't heard, at the end of the year, EP Daily is transitioning off of City and G4 Canada. And while I'm talking with different people about the future of EP, please go to our YouTube page, watch some content there, like some stuff, and subscribe. Now, we're doing something different for the rundown this week because it's the last week of the year. We're going to take a look back at some of the biggest stories from the year. Let's get started. 2015 saw the release of one of the most anticipated video games of all time. This year, Bethesda Softworks announced and released the long-awaited Fallout 4. The game was revealed at E3 in the summer and released on the PC, Xbox One, and PS4 just a few months later on November 10th. It seems to have met almost everyone's expectations, getting rave reviews despite some glitches and complaints about the visual quality. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was another massive hit, obviously, and was the first in the series to have timed exclusive DLC on the PS4 instead of the Xbox One. Other big games released this year were Batman Arkham Knight, which was great on consoles but a massive debacle on the PC, and Metal Gear Solid 5. That game was surrounded by controversy thanks to the much publicized split between creator Hideo Kojima and publisher Konami. Here to help me discuss the biggest games of 2015 is Donkey Kong himself, Mr. Scott C. Jones.
Rolling barrels.
All right, so I know we didn't mention Bloodborne in the script.
Yeah, and I feel like
free.
bonk.
Feel free.
Bloodborne, the most transcendent video game of 2015 as far as I'm concerned. I feel like this was a good year for a couple genres. I feel like the RPG genre had a great year. The Witcher 3, everybody's talking about it. I feel like first-person shooters, though, kind of took a step sideways this year. We didn't quite go forward enough. Things like Rainbow Six Siege, it just felt like it wasn't quite the evolution that we're all ready for at this point.
But some standout ones that I think we kind of forget when we roll towards the end of the year are things like Dying Light, which I thought had unbelievably cool mechanics. It was just a super fun game to play. Might not have had the best story, but it was super cool. And I also thought that this was a pretty amazing year for the 3DS, with the new 3DS being launched at the beginning of the year. That was one of the best stories that kicked off 2015.
Yeah. You know, I've never been a fan of the sort of reinvention of the 32-bit, 16-bit, 8-bit kind of thing, and I feel like we got away from that a little bit this year, and I was down with that. I think that's absolutely what we have to do. We can't look back forever. Yeah. We got to start looking forward.
We did have a lot of remasters, though, and repackages.
Yeah,
Rare Replay,
true.
the Uncharted collection. I think it's kind of a sign of the times that maybe the catalog wasn't as full as everybody wants it to be on this generation yet, but there were some really big standout titles for sure.
I do feel like we're still kind of in the middle of some kind of transition, and I don't know what it is or how it's going to play out, but it feels like we are kind of changing, and we haven't quite found a new groove yet, but this year felt like more of a new groove than last year did, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, there was a lot of satisfying content for sure in 2015. The Rundown is brought to you by EB Games.